Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. Go ahead and do a video about this. Is kind of funny. Jeepers Creepers, what do we do about these peepers? It's all on the TV news last couple days. Yeah, they finally caught the Pitt University Peeper. He was the VA building, I guess, is not too far away over there, and he was an employee over there. A little bit of an old codger, an old lich. I mean, if you were to do a parody on the Addams Family, and do something funny, instead of having Lurch, you might have Lech, and then what would you call some of these other dysfunctional people who don't have a life? But anyway, yeah, Jeepers Creepers. What do you do with these peepers? Yeah, he had a scope. The cops caught him red-handed, and there was like younger people do the same damn shit. People with respectable jobs, Uh, what makes people do this shit? I mean, come on, don't have anything else to do in life. That's your primary goal. I mean, to go and use binoculars or a scope to be looking at girls that kind of a way, evidently, the porn hub wasn't enough that they can see more fake ass naked people. Or look at the airbrushed girly magazines, the fake ass airbrushed shit, that I don't know, wasn't enough for him or whatever, too. I mean, your only goal in life, don't have some activity engage into. I mean, ain't there something to do to um, uh, occupy your spare time? I mean, I get into my head a flash of a part of episode of Beavis and Butthead. Um, you guys ever see the episode of Beavis and Butthead where they wandered into a nudist colony and they're daydreaming, and then they showed an old Beavis and Butthead, both as bald old men, and they said, "What was your life's?" in an interview, but what is your life's accomplishment in life? And he goes, "We saw naked people." Well, he was hoping probably to see them naked or somebody in bras or just staring. But come on, what something better to do with your life? I mean that's just as bad as like the shit I preach on my videos about these asshole trolls that are on yoga videos. There's a few that are clickbait that are good at stretching. You can tell right away, and these stupid ass names that I don't even give a fuck about. It made anybody good at stretching, but the yoga videos with the accomplished yoga people who are really good at their craft, right? You get these asshole trolls telling them how sexy you are and how you'd like to, and some really dirty comments that they should trace the damn people and have them arrested. Really. Anyway, that's like being a guy like that. Like I preach, being a guy like that rather than actually being inspired to actually get up and try some of the shit that they're doing. Have some respect for the craft. But all they see is women in tight yoga pants, and there was one I seen I on there that looks like an ordinary woman. She's doing the stuff in the living room with her kids, right? And the guy has the nerve to ask them why you have your kids and dogs in there, and asking them in some cases, why don't you dress in some more shorts, and why are you so covered? Even a couple of the other yoga people that I've seen, why are you so covered? Why don't you wear something more? I might want to go Italian on their asses. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, it's come to where this is where back in my day, before the gay rights revolution was going on. Okay, before the stuff the way it is now, if you didn't brag, when I was in high school, if you didn't want to brag about how many girly magazines you had, and brag about how many people you should be trying to have sex with, even like you were actually called a faggot. I made cases before that's where a lot of the gay hating came, and that classifies gay hating, even though the person ain't even gay that they're hating on. But it was customary, and the oh yeah, it's also a version of shaming too, because these guys out there don't want to be the only lone pervert. So anybody who doesn't engage in their behavior, whether it's because of a religion, if you conscientiously object because of a religion, or you just don't do that thing, you're a better person. You're called a faggot. It was a shaming technique, and you're bullied. And these kind of people were taking over the world. So I guess I had a theory that a lot of the gay culture, the people that sided with the gay community, so to speak, it grew because people were rebelling against that. Not that they weren't choosing to be gay too, but I mean, there was times when I was attacked back in school, bullied. Oh, you're called a faggot because you don't want to look at be always scheming to look at somebody or somebody in their bra naked. You were called a faggot. And I told some of these assholes, I used to say, you just wait. You're calling everybody a faggot. You know what? And the gay people are going to start to actually take over. You're going to see them all over the place. And you know what? It's going to be your own damn fault. And I guess in some places it's happening. Not that I'm saying this to, this is not about attacking gay people, but that's how a lot of it starts. But the people wanted it in a culture that you got competing cultures out there. You got these people that didn't want to be the only lone perverts, and they think that they're better than people who are gay because they want to see all women in their bras and trying to have sex with or whatever the hell, but then they're just as bad, that way too. You know what I mean? The world is still ruled by perverts, respectable people getting caught with underage girls, people in politics, people in respectable jobs. Why? Because all they care about is pornography. All they care about, they're being taught by their fathers, their friends, their uncles to actually be scheming that way, taught that it's right, brainwashed by their fathers and their uncles and everything else, and basically overthrow society that way to suit them. And in the church, people we use a religion to I believe in using a church and God if you want to conscientiously object to that kind of behavior. But then you find it in the church too, even priests and Christian guys with families sneaking around. Saw an episode of Dr. Phil one time where there was a preacher. He was sneaking around on the internet, found one in the internet. It's been an epidemic, too, so. But in religion, people were sneaking and doing shit since the dawn of time, and then the, say, woman, so to speak, just happened to be the whore and was always the one getting stoned, and the man was never getting stoned. Put that way. The religions that supposedly against their religion to be gay, and they're against gay people, but yet they're caught with young boys, like the Catholic Church and different places like that, because for centuries there was some secret elfish bullshit going on, and on the sly, since medieval times, people were no better than fucking apes wanting to be dominant over somebody else, you know what I mean? And then now you got more civilized. Now you got an era now that's supposed to be more civilized, and people are trying to normalize certain behavior and everything else. Even though there's a lot of people freaking normalize it, there's still a lot of shit that's against the law, and they're trying to normalize it. And there's still a lot of shit that still people frown on. So people still got to sneak around, invade people's privacy. But I don't know. They want to get people addicted to pornography, and if they can't get somebody to comply with their selfish urges, then they want to get people addicted to alcohol and drugs so that they will comply easier, you know what I mean? And well, this is going on and on off the subject, but it relates.